Habari za hizo maji yetu ya TV, karibuni katika kipindi mkipendacho cha Stadi za Kazi. Kipindi hiki hurushwa kila siku ya Alhamis kuanzia saa 10:30 hapa ITV The Super Brand Afrika Mashariki, bila kusahau leo kwa nasi rafiki zako Ale Nzuri pamoja na
Amani Suleimani. Na leo hii tutaenda kuwaonyesha watoto wenzetu waliopo mashuleni wanaofundishwa na walimu wao kwa nadharia na vitendo.
Karibuni.
What are we going to do today? What?
Cooking basic cake.
Have you ever cooked basic cake?
Yes.
Can you do it by yourself?
Yes.
What are the requirements? I want one by one to tell me what are the requirements for one to cook a basic cake. Who can mention the basic requirement to prepare a simple cake?
Wheat flour.
And you?
A half kg of castor sugar.
And you?
Margarine.
And you?
5 pieces of eggs.
And you?
1 tablespoon of baking powder.
And you?
Vanilla.
And you?
5 pieces of eggs.
And you?
Finish.
I can see something you haven't mentioned. What is this?
Lemon.
For what? For adding flavor of lemon. Okay. I just want one by one to start preparing the cake by starting with the 2 basic things that we want. What are the 2 basics we want first before? You?
Margarine.
And what?
And sugar.
How much is margarine?
A quarter.
A quarter. Okay. One must prepare a quarter of margarine. What else do we need?
Sugar.
One should prepare a quarter of sugar. How do you know this is quarter?
Because it is 250 grams.
Yes. So she's adding a quarter kg of margarine to start with. Make sure you put everything there. A quarter of margarine. And it is simple because this small container is quarter of margarine, so you use all of it. And you who are observing of us, if you don't have measurements, you can use the simple measurement from the containers which are already in shop, quarter of it, to make a simple basic cake. Then what else? How much? 1 quarter of
Sugar.
Then add 1 quarter of sugar. You can measure by measurements, or you can use simple containers which are already in measurements. What are we going to do again?
We are going to use hand machine.
If we don't have machine, what can we use? I want one by one. Who can answer? Suppose you don't have machine. At home, no machine. What are you going to do? You don't have a machine. What are you going to do? Many people at home, they don't have machine, but they needed to mix it and mix it until they see the results. Okay. Now, because we have machine, we can mix with machine. How long are we going to mix? Or what are the results we wanted to see until we know that is okay? Yes? Cream color. For those who are at home and you want to make a simple cake, maybe for the family, maybe for the afternoon tea, then you can use a quarter of margarine, you mix with a quarter of sugar, then you mix with 1/4 of wheat flour, and later you mix with 5 eggs, and later you use one tablespoon of baking powder, and then you mix together to get the mixture of a cake. But before we can mix the mixture, we start with the mixture of sugar and the margarine. Once you mix this mixture, you mix until you see a cream color. The moment you see a cream color, it is okay now to start mixing other things. So now we are going to mix by using a mixer machine. If you don't have a mixer machine, you can use any other, maybe a spoon, wood spoon, and you mix together until you see this cream-like mixture. As for now, we are going to connect power and use the machine to mix the mixture. So before we start mixing our mixture, is there anyone with a question? Can we continue? Yeah. Until you see a cream like. Who can tell me the cream like look like what? Which color? Which color? White color. Not completely white, but a little bit like milk. That's what we can say. You can imagine if we are mixing with a hand, it's a little bit difficult, but by using machine is easier. And these machines are available in shops, but also if you don't have a machine, you can mix with hand. Somebody else can go and mix. Be careful, this is electricity. We will continue. Once our mixture is ready, then we shall add eggs one by one. We cannot add all the eggs all together. We shall add one by one while the mixture is mixing together with the remaining. So start with the speed. We have our mixture now of margarine, eggs, and what? And sugar. What are we going to add? Okay, you add little by little. Don't put all together in at once. You can use this. Okay, start your machine. Add little by little. Little by little. Don't speed up. Okay, what else are we going to add?
Vanilla.
Okay, do it. Why are we adding vanilla?
The smell of eggs.
It is a flavor. What else? What are we adding again?
Baking powder.
How much?
1 teaspoon.
1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon. No. No. Eh?
Use machine.
You shouldn't waste at all. You can clean your hand and remove by your hand. Oh, no, don't do like you are mixing a meal. Mix it slowly. Like this. You understand? Why are we doing like this? To mix the baking powder slowly. You should not allow the baking powder start reacting before putting into the gas cooker or to the charcoal. Okay. Anything else to add?
No.
No flavor? No any other flavor? You can use lemon flavor. Grated.
This one.
Yeah. Just a bit of flavor to make your cake more tasty. Children at home, we are using lemon to add flavor into our cake, to make the cake more tasty, to remove all the other smell like eggs, makes more tasty. And the lemon, we don't cut it. We just use the outer part of the lemon. It gives the cake another good smell. Okay, this is okay. Mix a bit. It's not necessary you put oil in the containers. Now you can start adding the content into our container. You can use a big container to get a bigger cake, and you can use a small containers to get a small cakes. Not necessary to put the oil because they don't stick. You understand? So you can put the mixture without putting another oil. Children at home, now we are going to put our mixture into containers. We can use big containers to get a bigger cake, or you can use a smaller containers to get smaller cakes. Once we put in our containers, we can take it straight away to our gas cooker. If you don't have gas cooker, oven, you can use charcoal. Then you can see behind, we can see we have our charcoal. We have already put a pot with some sand. Someone can open put the mixture first. This one is okay. And the rest we can use the bigger container. can wash the hands quickly so that you remove all this. Preheat your oven first or prepare charcoal before you put the cake inside. Now we have our charcoal. We heat our pot first before we put anything inside. And inside this pot, you have to put, what is it? Sand. Why? The sand will help us to act like oven. It will heat our cake slowly. If we put the pot direct to the charcoal, then the pot will be too hot and our cake will burn before it is well cooked. That's why we add sand first. Let us remove this pot and put a little bit of charcoal at the top so that our cake is now, we can put cake inside. Who have got power to remove this? Agnes. Okay. Someone should put a little bit of charcoal here. Why are we doing that? We are making a local oven. Children at home, if you want to eat cake and there is no oven at home, you can prepare your cake by using charcoal. And you will make sure you have charcoal underneath and you have charcoal on top. Then you put your cakes in that container. How long are we going to heat our cakes? 1 hour. Okay. Children at home, once you put your charcoal and you prepare your local oven, you can heat now your cakes for 1 hour. Again, some more. Is it enough?
Yes.
Add some more. Okay. Now we can bring it here. Bring it here. The pot on top. Are you ready? Now we can bring our containers, which is filled with a mixture of several things. Before we put the container inside, please, people at home, don't use plastic containers. Their special containers are sold in shop, or you can go to the people who normally do welding. They can do for you for aluminum containers. These are special for containers to make cakes, bread, and any buns. So you can put inside. Once you put the cakes inside, don't shake them. You will make the raising to go down. You just go slowly and cover the pot without shaking the containers. Who is our timekeeper? How long are we going to heat our cake?
1 hour, which has 60 minutes.
Yes, Children at home, you remember we prepared our cake. Later we put our cake into our container, heated container already. 1 hour is already over, and we have to observe now how is our cake, because it is ready for taking it out. Let us look what has happened. You can observe it is now well cooked, ready to eat. But before we start eating, we will remove our cake slowly. Make sure you don't remove with the sand. Then you leave the cake to cool for a little bit. After cooling the cake, you put it on the table, ready for eating. These are our students from Patmore Junior School. They started preparing basic cake from the beginning, and now our cake are ready for eating. They can serve for afternoon tea, or they can serve as bites at any time or in the morning. So maybe one of you can test if our cake is ready for eating. You just say what your name is, and you cut a piece of cake. You can give one of our visitors, or you can give one of your colleagues to eat. Welcome. Who is cutting? Egg. You can start testing it by yourself also before you give somebody else. And you tell us how does it look like. Tell us what is the result. Give somebody else. One of it, not that one. You can cut another one. They can tell us. What's your name?
My name is Agnes John from Patmore Junior School. The cake is delicious, ready to eat.
How about you?
My name is Asha Isa from Patmore Junior School. The cake is so delicious, ready to eat.
Let me check. Wonderful. So nice. Children at home, we are so happy to have our cakes now ready for eating. We have reached the end of our session. Today it was a preparation of basic cake, and we have prepared our cake, and it's now ready to eat, and it is the end of our lesson today. The cake is very delicious. You can make it at home. You don't need oven. You can use charcoal or oven and prepare cake for the family. We are the children from
Patmore Junior School.
You are welcome.
Bye.
Mpaka hapa tumefika tamati ya kipindi cha Stadi za Kazi kwa siku ya leo. Ungana nasi tena wiki ijayo, muda na wakati kama wa leo. Asanteni na kwaherini.
Kwa maoni na ushauri tuandikie kupitia info@itv.co.tz.
ITV pia inapatikana kupitia satellite Intelsat 906 frequency 3643 MHz, Simboret 8545 Mega Simbo FEC 23 polarization horizontal.
ITV Super Brand Afrika Mashariki.